Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy PJ, and we are back with the Hypixel Duels update. That is right, guys. Hypixel is back at it again. They added a new game mode with the pit, they added a Sky Clash update, and now they're rolling out with a brand new Duels update. This update has brought a lot of really cool things for the 1v1 duels that I play a lot. It's added tournament mode for Sky Wars and UHC. It added bow spleef duels and blitz duels. But today we are going to be playing the UHC Duels Tournament. Basically how it works, guys, is there are 64 players that enter a 1v1 UHC duel tournament, and it goes all the way down to one winner or one champion. This is a pretty cool game mode, and I really do enjoy the fact they've got like a tournament style here. I would say that it could use a little bit of work, but I'm going to talk about what I like about it and what I don't like about it. The first thing I should mention that is a huge change for regular duels is that duels tournaments seem to play a lot differently than my usual one-on-ones, especially in rounds 1 and 2 of a UHC duel tournament, because the tournament rounds 1 and 2 only give you 2 minutes. So in theory, a lot of matches will actually end before someone dies, and the match auto ends and gives the victory to whoever has dealt the most damage by the timer when it runs out. This makes it a little bit different. Like right here, I've only got 4 seconds left, and I know that I've dealt way more damage than this guy, so I get the victory without having to actually kill him. I probably would have won anyway, but there are a lot of players now who will camp or use bow a lot more often in order to get W's. I have even started using the bow more often myself in rounds 1 and 2 because that's just how important those extra hearts of damage are. If you land 20 extra shots with the bow, you're gonna be dealing probably an extra 15 hearts of damage that fight, and if the timer runs out, you're gonna get the W. Speaking of bow, just overall, I've been seeing a lot more people sweating it out with the bow, trying to do anything they can to get extra damage, and the bow does give more knockback. So I've seen people trying to go for crazy knockback with the bow to get a great combo started. Also, people have been going pretty crazy with the buckets. You know, people like to do that thing where they place down their water bucket to give themselves more space for a golden apple. I do that now as well. I haven't seen a whole lot of players do that in regular UHC duels, but in tournament mode, people are trying to get that freaking awesome champion trophy. There's nothing wrong with trying to get a W or like trying to do anything to win. In fact, guys, I love tryharding. I'm a competitive person and I like to have fun. And for me, having fun goes hand in hand with winning games, so I can't really complain. I enjoy it quite a bit. I would say that they need to figure out a way to make it so players in the first 2 rounds don't play in a cheap way. I've seen people actually like sky basing in order to get wins, or water camping in order to get wins. That needs to change as soon as possible. I'll talk about some of these matches I had here. This person I'm playing against, Annie A, was actually really freaking good. They were probably better than me at melee, so I tried to do some pretty, I don't know, sneaky strats here. They had me in a really bad position here, and I was low on healing compared to them. I'd already used a G-head, so I was against the wall here, and I decided to focus more on trying to get a more defensive playstyle. Sometimes I'll just straight line players, and other times I have to decide what style of play I'm going to go for. That's the cool thing about UHC duels as opposed to other duel modes, is that I think whenever you play an opponent, you can't just go in with the same exact style every single time. You have to decide which one is going to best fit your opponent. And there, it ended up being super beneficial for me to play more defensive, and we get right into the finals. The funny thing about this finals tournament was that there was actually a helper who was in the lobby spectating the match. I think his name was Bembo, but yeah, he was a helper on Hypixel, and he was watching the whole thing. This Albert guy was pretty sick. I don't know if he thought I was cheating or what, but at the end of the game, he kind of looked like he may have been a little mad about it. He was really good at melee, but he decided to go for bow at the very beginning, and I don't use bow unless they want to go bow. I mean, for a final round, I don't want to be using bow unless they make me, and in this situation, he fired the first shot, guys. He started this, alright? It wasn't my idea. Give your boy a break. At some point in a match, you're gonna get to a situation where both you guys are low on healing, and the other player is gonna start using bow. That's pretty common, especially in these tournament game modes. So right here, we're doing a pretty good job trading hits. He was also pretty good at melee, so I started using block hitting, because I figure since he was getting more of a straight line combo, I should try to mix it up and take less damage per hit. And wow, he's really slamming me hardcore here. This is probably where he decides that since both of us are out of G heads, we're only down to Gapple healing. We're gonna go over to a little bit of a bow duel in a second here. I prefer being on Gapple healing only, because when you're on Gapple healing, it's harder to get quick dropped. If you have a player who's got a golden head and you don't have one, that's when they can use that to quick drop you. You want to make sure you are using your golden apples first if possible. We just got done with our initial exchange with the bow, and now he's super low, and that was exactly why I prefer having Gapple healing, because he ended up wasting all of his time there going for a Gapple, and it makes me get an easy W for the final victory. GG. That's my first champion win. But it's not done there, guys. I decided I was feeling pretty good, so I loaded up another one. This is actually the very next tournament. I played back-to-back tournaments, and I decided to skirt all the way through the bracket on both matches here. I ended up winning both tournaments, and things were going pretty well for me. For this next tournament, instead of talking about the game and how it's going, I'm going to talk about the Duels update in a nutshell and what I think of it. I'm really glad that they decided to add a Duels update. Duels has become a rather large thing on the server. It's even become one of the places that I like to play Duels more so than other practice servers. I think that there are some hit detection issues, hit registration issues on Hypixel, but it's still a really good place to go play Duels because they're almost always full. Even places like bow duels have people playing, and other servers would never have bow duels full. So the fact that Hypixel has decided to put more of an emphasis on their duels is a great thing. And duel tournaments are pretty freaking fun. You end up taking a match from a tournament way more serious than you would just take a regular match. You only really try hard or sweat it out in a regular 1v1 duel if you're on a high streak, or maybe you're playing against a friend, just like that. Other times, you really only use it for practicing, and I do enjoy actually trying to play super seriously. It makes the game more competitive, and I think people are trying now harder and harder to win duels, which is kind of the point of a duel in the first place. I've only played one bow spleef duel, and I've played a few of the Blitz survival games duels. My biggest issue with Blitz survival game duels is that certain kits are not viable unless you're actually in a game of Blitz. To make that point more clear, kits like Tim X, yeah, you get a diamond pair of leggings, but the main focus of the kit is not just the diamond leggings, it's also the enchantment bottles. So without an enchantment table, you're not going to be in as good a position as you would be in an actual game of Blitz. This makes it to where certain kits are way more viable in Blitz duel mode, while other kits are not. A way to maybe fix this would be to make a Blitz 1v1 duel on an actual Blitz survival games map, but a much smaller version of it. One that has real terrain, and it has maybe a few chests and an enchant table. I don't know, that does sound like a lot of work to do, but being a huge Blitz fan myself, I wish that certain kits were more viable in the Blitz duels. I've seen almost everyone I've played against use Creeper Tamer or Archer 10. Kits like that are super popular because they absolutely destroy other kits. I don't see people using kits like, you know, Reaper or things like that. They're just not very viable in a 1v1 setting. You don't get enough armor, and if someone uses a bow kit, you're pretty much GG'd. I'm sure there are like a ton of changes to come out, and right now Hypixel seems to be doing a lot of work on updating the server, making some cool changes and things. We had the new game mode in the pit, which I'm actually really digging. The Sky Clash update was kind of like, I don't really know. There's not much to say about that. I mean, Sky Clash is still kind of a really dead game mode. And then we've got the Duels update, so it just kind of makes me wonder what is coming next. And please, let it be Blitz survival games, dude. They've added Blitz survival games duels. Does this mean we're gonna get a Blitz survival games update? We can only hope. Not everyone is as into Blitz as I am, okay, guys? I know you guys hate it. I like it. What can I say, man? Don't hate the game. hate the player. I mean, I take that back. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Actually, you know what? Screw that, guys. I don't want you to hate me or the game. Just like both of us, alright? Deal with it. This guy may have been cheating because some players were telling me to WDR him earlier in the match, and he was getting some sick melee hits, but he never once healed up. So that is usually a sign that someone may be cheating because they can't hotkey. But either way, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment down below for a response, and subscribe if you're new. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace out.